Welcome back to my video blog. In my last blog, I really talked a lot about different ways of using social technology to deliver, again, that meaningful 21st century learning, and the word social came up a lot. So I'd like to talk about social presence, and social presence really is an important term in terms of a distance learning or hybrid learning course, especially among our socially connected 9th through 12th grade students, where that's practically their life. And that's really who I'm targeting for my video blog. Furthermore, we need a system of delivering that 21st century learning that is particularly based around social presence, and I think that's very important. So the learning management system, and again I used that term before, the LMS that a teacher selects to use for a course, is really going to have a big impact on social presence in terms of the affordances that it offers. So you want to make sure that you're picking an LMS that is going to work for you and is really going to enhance the uses of social presence in your distance learning, online learning, hybrid, blended design, whatever it might be. So really a number of LMSs exist, and they each have their own characteristics and uses. As I talked about in my introduction, I think one of the uses that we find far too often is really for data storage. For example, I might tell the student that I uploaded a PowerPoint or a document or a form that they need to access to an LMS. Or a student may submit an assignment on an LMS. And I think that we really need to open our eyes and see what LMSs can actually be used for far beyond data storage. Therefore, it's really important to fully evaluate the uses and purposes of an LMS to determine really what most appeals to students' current and really emerging social capabilities, because that is going to change and it is going to emerge. Therefore, you may, as the teacher, need to adapt to what LMS it is that you're using. So let's analyze Schoology, for example. I believe that this LMS offers really a robust app center, which is pretty cool if you take a look at it, that can help to enhance that social presence that we're really after in our online unit or whatever learning course it is that you're offering. The apps for Schoology, I believe, when I analyzed it, are very easy to locate. They're easy to install, and there are certainly a lot of options, again, that can really enhance social presence. To me, simplicity is really important because I don't want to overwhelm the user of an LMS beyond really the focus of the actual purpose of using the LMS. That would certainly defeat the purpose. Authors Joanna Dunlap and Patrick Lowenthal wrote a publication called Tweeting the Night Away, using Twitter to enhance social presence. And they say, quote, communication between and among students and faculty is scheduled based on when they have a moment to log into the LMS. Well, the Schoology mobile apps really help to change this outlook in that the class is available really with mobility, similar to how we use our smartphones today. And they make it similar to a shared Twitter experience, like the two authors discuss. Furthermore, in a Business Wire article by Jennifer Harrison, she quotes the Schoology's CEO saying, quote, mobile apps like Schoology's are critical to building the learning environment best suited for today's social learners. And the key word really in that sentence is social learners. Again, we are looking to enhance and build social presence. Many LMSs like Schoology, Edmodo, and Lore offer something called a recent activity feed, perhaps you've heard of before, and that even offers more flexibility beyond and in addition to the apps that I've discussed. Author Kia Bentley, she suggests that teachers should use collaborative online learning activities, teacher welcome messages that really encourage students to do the same, so not just the teacher saying hello, but ask the students to do the same as well, and shareable content, instructors commenting on student information with effective responses, open and interactive communication, so certainly not one way but two way, and cohesive responses, actually responses that make sense and engage and continue the conversation. The recent activity feed also allows the teacher and students to do really all of this to enhance, again, there's the word social presence. That's what we're aiming towards. And again, the affordance is simple to use and it's laid out very well. The recent activity feed is very beneficial. Users really can like and comment on posts just like they do in Facebook, probably one of the most common social networking sites used by our students today. They can also add attachments and files. They can add links, resources, polls. So in other words, there really are connections to everything. And students and teachers are not islands, similar to what I addressed in my introduction, which sometimes online learning can get a bad rap for. With these different LMSs, if they're used correctly, it makes the student really feel like they're socially present, they're available, and they're working together, again, which is our goal that we're after. LMSs also allow the teacher to create and join groups, again, similar to many of our social networking sites that we use quite often. After all, without groups and other individuals and collaboration, social interaction just doesn't exist. So again, we need to have our groups so that we are able to interact socially. Again, if you take Schoology, again, for example, the teacher can create, join, or browse for groups. Any of the options are available there, so depending on what the need is for that teacher or that unit or that course. This includes personal groups, school groups, and groups that are particular to that LMS. Students can also have the option to do the same in terms of choosing to join a group or a global group. So these groups really can enhance that social presence really exponentially in that students are able to collaborate with individuals in the course, the teachers, and individuals outside of the course or the program who may be students themselves, teachers, or even industry professionals, which I think is very cool because that really helps students gain even more perspective on what it is that they are studying and learning and growing to understand. Schoology even allows the user to connect on Facebook and Twitter. Again, I've mentioned them previously, but they're the giants in the world of social interaction. And you can interact and connect right there on the LMS site. Harrison, again from the Business Wire article, further quotes Schoology's CEO, which is Jeremy Friedman, saying that mobile apps, quote, provide the most robust course management and active, personalized learning that both educators and students care about. The functionality of Schoology takes that one step further in that students and teachers, through their desktop computers, their laptops, and mobile devices, can really belong to groups that they've chosen to be part of, that they've chosen to follow and collaborate with, and groups that they want to interact with and really engage and have that strong social presence. Finally, I also believe the blog option on LMSs are very important, since really a blog is one of the biggest social present components, and they're something that the global digital world uses. So globally, blogs are very important. On Schoology, it's called subscriptions, so that's their blog for it, and really teachers and students can access the feature, and it connects both the teacher or the students with users who are individuals outside of the group to further interact, to connect, and really to share information. And again, that's the whole point of social presence, is we are sharing and we are building these connections. So while it might seem that I'm a Schoology supporter, it's just what I found to work best for me and to work best for my class and my needs and my unit that I'm developing for social presence in a challenge-based learning scenario. If you are going to use an LMS, I suggest that you evaluate the various affordances, the characteristics that come with it. Consider the effectiveness of its social presence, because that is probably one of the most important elements to consider. And really reflect on how you would best implement its uses in your 9 through 12 CTE classroom, or other classroom for that matter. So an essential question to ask as an educator is, how do we know if that course or unit contained within a learning management system is going to be successful with its learners? In my next blog, I'm going to talk about how to evaluate an LMS and really how to reflect on it to determine if it's going to be successful and work for you, and most importantly, work for your students.